Welcome to our podcast series, Projects from the Heart. We have extraordinary conversation with conscious female entrepreneurs from all over the world. Sometimes all you need is the right tips at the right time. That inspiring sentence that gives you a dash. And that is exactly what you are about to get. Thanks to the vivacious Carine Van Hee for joining us on this episode of Projects from the Heart. Carine is a Belgian-based artist born in Blankenberge and now living and working near Mechelen. That's a town close to Brussels. Carine uses a very colorful palette and hence one would never suspect that life has hit her very hard. Turbulences in her private life and the scars these left transpire into her art that tells a unique story of feminine vulnerability, resilience and strength. My name is Ingrid Vercammen and I am your host. Hello, woman beyond ordinary. I just have one question for you. Are you feeling beyond ordinary today? We have an incredible guest, a very colorful, sweet, lovely, successful, ultra-feminine person, a woman with wisdom, insight and depth. Oh la la! She is different with her approach to the world. Different and yet so common, so humble. It is all about getting real and getting authentic in business. If you don't live your purpose, something is not 100%. What about following the secure path? School, uni, find a job, get married, have children, and work for a house, a holiday, and a fancy car, even a bigger house. And what if this is deep down not what you are meant to do, meant to be? This conversation is actually that it is maybe okay to not want all those things and that instead you just want to connect to who you are. Give yourself permission. Give yourself some steps to do that. Let's learn from Carine Van Hee. She found her passion and reason to live in expressing herself through art and so much more. So, welcome to the show. Hello, Carine. How are you doing?
Hi, Ingrid. I am well and very excited to be part of this Woman Beyond Ordinary podcast.
What we are going to explore today is the underbelly, the hidden efforts of the entrepreneur, the thing that motivates us to continue, that brings us to dead ends, black holes that absorb us. And when we find ourselves in such a black hole, how can we get out? How do we return to the motorway? It is all about purpose. It is about deeper purpose, following your heart and soul that put us on this journey of entrepreneurship. Most people go for security and follow not their heart, but their ratio. They do the sensible thing. They talk themselves happy until this doesn't work anymore. Carine, you started also like most people, and how did that work out for you?
I have had many different jobs over the past years. You could consider me as one of the first job hoppers, always interested in something new, never settling in a job, and always curious to look for something more inspiring. I worked in a bank, I managed construction works, and worked for a long time as a buyer with various international companies, to name just a few of the jobs that I had. Around my 40s, I felt it was time for something new, and after 3 years of working part-time and studying, I started a new job in a non-profit organization, and all this effort just to discover this was not my thing either. A burnout helped me understand that I was not following my heart. I was only using capabilities I was good at, and but did not involve my heart at all.
Holy moly. I'm asking myself, how can I listen to my heart desire? That seems difficult. Carine, I am excited to hear your explanation.
Well, what works for me is that I often take some time off on my own. Silence helps me to connect again with myself. And in regards to business, I organize a vision week once a year, meaning I rent a small house in nature to focus on only one question. I write that question on post-its and post those on all walls in the room. The question is there for me to read, speak out loud, to check, repeat again, focus on. With this one question in mind, I would sit, walk, meditate, and really be open to words or images to appear. Quite intense, but so rewarding. Only this one question to focus on. This feels like diving deep into my inner world and waiting for answers to come. It makes me restless and desperate when no answers nor images come. And it makes me laugh from joy when these do. A very intense but life-changing process, this is really. During the Vision Week last year, my question was, how can I nourish the feminine in the world with my art? And being on your own for a week with only one question to focus on has become for me a real life changer. That is my way to connect with my inner wisdom, but I also connect with something larger than me. I had this big aha moment, big aha alertness one morning during my routine walk on the beach. The sentence, "women with wings," popped up as the answer to my question. I was flabbergasted. Where did that come from? And what did it mean? Really, it felt like a big gift. My body gave me goosebumps and I felt so grateful without even knowing the meaning and where it would lead to. I spontaneously grabbed the pen after my walk, once back in the house. The urge to put pen to paper was irresistible and an English poem was born, just like that. Can you imagine? I'm not an English native speaker. I left the coast after the Vision Week, and at home I started painting all the feelings that emerged by focusing on women with wings. I made 50 pieces. Imagine, I made 50 pieces of art last year. What an amazing journey that was. Beside that, a lot of other interesting things happened as well. My viewpoint on femininity, for example, underwent changes. Not to speak about the impact on my art, how that evolved. What an amazing journey.
I get goosebumps too. Wow, focus and surrender to the universe. Oh, Carine, have you ever asked yourself the question, what is this for other women?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, I did, because coming back from my Vision Week, I was wondering what women with wings would mean to others. So I decided to interview women I knew who were daring women, women who take their place, who dare to stand tall and also who dare to take their space. I would really want to reveal what a woman with wings meant to them. And guess what? We have so many interesting women living on our lovely planet.
Interesting. So, you went to interview them just out of curiosity? Do I understand well, you wanted to figure out how others are different from you, or perhaps not so different?
Well, I could sit there and only rely on what I believed were the mindset and strengths of a woman with wings, but to me, that were only my views. So that didn't feel as representative enough. I was somehow convinced that all these courageous women would have some treasures, like certain attitudes or certain insights of that could be of interest to me, I thought, let's just find out if they are willing to share this with me. I was really eager to learn from them. So I interviewed 7 very different women from different industries, and gosh, we had such an amazing time together. These ladies are real role models.
I salute you. What a great idea, so amazing. Can you tell us more about what this brought to you? Perhaps brought it new insights, something else in your path?
It brought so much. To be honest, it all started when a lovely present came on my path. I had a burnout, and during my sessions with my burnout coach, I discovered I only use my male qualities. I suddenly discovered I had been living only like a partial life. The search for connecting more with my feminine side brought me in different places, which were so inspiring. Like, I volunteered for Women's Festival during 4 consecutive times. And I discovered during these weekends how intriguing each woman really is, how supporting we are when we spend the weekend together, how much wisdom there is to share. That message that I received during my Vision Week at the coast got me even more closer to women and how they use their feminine qualities to express themselves. And I interviewed 7 women from these different backgrounds, and although they all have like different ways of playing big and showing their true colors to the world, they also had something similar in common. They told me that something special was really key to them. They told me that self-care was really key to them. They inspired me in taking myself serious and taking care of my body and mind, as if I was looking after a very, very good friend. We tend to care so much for others that we forget how important it is to allow ourselves to say, me first. Or even to say, I choose to do this because it is important to me. And this without even considering the other person during decision time.
Carine, what would you say to someone that faces failure?
That's a very interesting question. You know, my last Vision Week gave me the insight of inner wisdom. And it took me some time to really understand the gift I received. Reviewing my own life, I discovered that whenever I was in trouble or not sure what to do, I would always ask for advice to my parents, my partner, my best friends. And also today, when talking to women at exhibitions, I discover we tend to look for external advice. When we are single, we subscribe at a dating service. When we are looking for a job, we enlist with a job coach. Or when our lives are turned upside down, we look for a therapist or somebody to help us out. And all these external views are valuable. And they can give you additional insights to your problem. However, we should not forget, we really should not forget that we have our own source that we can tap into each moment of our lives. We have what we call intuition, a sixth sense, or perhaps our whole body reacts when we are in doubt and looking for an answer. And I had forgotten how important that inner source of mine is. So in my search on how I could express more my feminine capacities, I reconnected more often with my inner source. And nowadays, I will not take one decision. I really will not take one decision without listening carefully to what my belly says, to what my belly tells me. So what I would say is, use your wings to fly high as a woman, but never forget, really never forget to listen to your inner source when you do so.
Use your intuition? Yes, I am all for it. Do you think personal development, spiritual development, entrepreneurial development, business development, working on yourself is the real work someone has to do? Is it about find yourself first, take a year off to explore the world? Is that what is required? Please
Yeah, absolutely, yes. Well, having said that, that's absolutely true to me. I have decided I want to grow really old. My goal is to become 100 years old and then die as a free woman. A woman that dared to show her vulnerability, a woman who walked her own authentic path and was never afraid of showing her true colors. You know, we all get heavy stuff to cope with during our life. This is real life, so shit happens. However, over the years, I also learned that the most important thing is how you cope with the real shit that is happening to you. That really makes a difference. It is the way how you handle those dark phases of life that will define how you grow old. You know, my art is very colorful, positive, and full of optimism, and people at exhibitions often tell me that they are sure I must have had a very pleasant and easy life. If only that were true. Life has not been easy on me, but at one point in my life, I decided to turn those dark lessons into something colorful and bright. And the moment I could look upon these difficult times as rough diamonds to be polished into something valuable, I started to grow. True, it's not easy, and it required a good therapist and various workshops in personal development. However, looking at where I am today, a relatively free spirit that dares to say me first and looks for ways to ensure a good balance in giving and receiving, well, I'm really happy with the path I have worked so far. I really believe that we need to stay as open as possible to insights and hints on our paths in case we want to continue to grow. We need to nourish and even expand our curiosity about ourselves and our curiosity about the others so that we can become free spirits.
Wise words, Carine, wise words. I wonder, can you give tips how people can stay focused and aligned? So to say, to get the things that are in the way out of the way?
That's not an easy question. Well, I presume there are several ways to do this, and every one of us should feel and investigate what works best. You know, I'm a very creative person with a bubbly personality and lots of energy. However, I'm also an introvert who adores being on her own in her art studio. I really need to sport a lot. I really need to meditate on a daily basis and allow my inner creative flow to express itself in order to live a balanced life where I am able to focus and to stay aligned with my own inner source. And I have discovered just now that people are very much interested in the energetic flow that I am often in. And to me, this has to do with tapping into my own wisdom and really listening and feeling what is to be felt. Not turning away from what emerges in me, but supporting what comes up, making space to whatever emotions show up. Emotions are not good or bad. Anger, sadness, grief are on the same level as joy, fun, and love. We all have a wide range of emotions. We do. And suppressing emotions is not healthy at all. Listen, I am not inviting people to act out of anger, but I do invite people to find ways to express the emotions that are there without harming yourself or the ones you love. I am really on a mission nowadays to take people not only on a creative journey, but to inspire them to feel what their own true colors are and to express these via colors on canvas. This is completely harmless and yet so healthy to do. If you dare to express what is inside you, magic happens. And you can really create your own work of honor.
Express your true self. Be authentic. Ooh, I have a last request to you. Can you give in one sentence your best advice to entrepreneurs how they can be authentic?
That's not an easy question. Well, I presume there are several ways to do this, and every one of us should feel and investigate what works best. You know, I'm a very creative person with a bubbly personality and lots of energy. However, I'm also an introvert who adores being on her own in her art studio. I really need to sport a lot. I really need to meditate on a daily basis and allow my inner creative flow to express itself in order to live a balanced life where I am able to focus and to stay aligned with my own inner source. And I have discovered just now that people are very much interested in the energetic flow that I am often in. And to me, this has to do with tapping into my own wisdom and really listening and feeling what is to be felt. Not turning away from what emerges in me, but supporting what comes up, making space to whatever emotions show up. Emotions are not good or bad. Anger, sadness, grief are on the same level as joy, fun, and love. We all have a wide range of emotions. We do. And suppressing emotions is not healthy at all. Listen, I am not inviting people to act out of anger, but I do invite people to find ways to express the emotions that are there without harming yourself or the ones you love. I am really on a mission nowadays to take people not only on a creative journey, but to inspire them to feel what their own true colors are and to express these via colors on canvas. This is completely harmless and yet so healthy to do. If you dare to express what is inside you, magic happens and you can really create your own work of honor.
Thank you, Carine, for your time and for telling your story. Keep doing the good work. Thanks again. Thanks again. Thanks again.
You're so welcome. Thanks for inviting me to be on this podcast.
Hi, people. Thank you so much for tuning in. Before we leave, perhaps something is triggered. Perhaps you have questions. Perhaps you want to surround yourself with like-minded people, other entrepreneurs and women beyond ordinary. We do have a Facebook page and also a closed group, Women Beyond Ordinary Exclusive Club, where women can be open and where it is safe to talk and get inspiration. We would love you to tune in again. Have a lovely day and till soon.